everybody. It's Monday again. I know I always say that, but my goodness, time is just flying, isn't it?
But Mercury's gone direct.
I was going to say, but we do have a lot of really cool things to talk about today. So let's get started.
Let's get started. Let's get this party started. Let's switch over. Apparently, everything seems to be working
Well, it says
just
that
great.
our stream status is perfect, but that usually means nobody can see us.
It's like the werewolf of London. His hair was just perfect.
Perfect.
You notice I have my ears lowered, by the way.
We got his haircut
my dear
yesterday.
sweet bunny sorted me out. I was looking a bit like the wreck of the Esperus. I was.
Well, his hair is easy, number 2 all over. Mine is a little more
A
complicated.
little more involved. Oh gosh, we've got a bunch of people
Gilda
here
and
already.
Geraldine, hello.
Hello, good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you for
Geraldine,
joining.
since you're here, I want to show you that I use this lovely little lavender bag to hold my tarot cards in that I do the daily tarot readings with.
Oh,
So I
you do your
just
tarot
love
for
it.
tomorrow stuff.
So I do my tarot for tomorrow with this little miniature Rider-Waite that I keep in this precious little bag from Ireland.
Ireland.
And it's embroidered with lavender. And I have some lavender that we grew at the shop.
Oh yes.
So
That's so beautiful,
yeah,
that, isn't it?
and it smells
So this
so
is your
nice.
little bunch of lavender. Goodness gracious me, we have a new person. Hello. Oh, hello, Wendy. Welcome. And we have a violet hummingbird. What a cool name.
Cool.
Why not?
And there's Anna. Good morning.
Hello, Anna. So shout out, if you notice the people with the green tags, you may notice they come up. These are our channel subscribers and we love them dearly. So if you would like to become a channel, not subscriber, a member of our channel.
Member, yeah.
We have a couple of membership levels. We have what we call our sweep team, because the first thing you're going to get is the awareness shop broom, which is kind of cool. And the idea of the sweep team, really, we're a bit mercenary here, to be honest. We're trying to get people to help us become less of a well-kept secret. So the idea with the sweep team, so to speak, is that you would share everything all over the place whenever we put a post up, whenever we put up a... Oh, hi, Sparky. Welcome. So whenever we put a post up or a video or whatever, we'd ask that you shamelessly plug it and share it all over the place. And
So that's the sweep team people.
that's the sweep team. And
It
this
costs
costs you a massive $4.99 a month. But you're going to get all that money back with 1 penny extra.
Because we'll give you $5 in karma points each month for that.
Exactly. So
For
it's,
your good karma.
it is, yeah, because you're actually helping us. And then we have the what we call the A-list, and that costs what?
20.
Oh gosh, but you're still going to get your
$5
back, so it really only costs you 15.
But you also get access to a special part of our station where you'll get guided meditations and mini workshops and different things.
You get to see stuff other people don't get to see.
At the $20 level, yeah.
So there you go. So that's our channel membership. And if you're joining us and you haven't mashed that like button yet, just do that. Go on. It takes all of what, 2 seconds? Not even. So go ahead and smash that like button.
So we know that the people who faithfully show up or who watch our program when they can really care about what we're doing, and they understand, that we're every day working on building the tradition and trying to take care of things. And sometimes I think, how on earth do we motivate people to care, right? When human beings do something for 7 days or more, it becomes a habit. So many of us over these last 3 years, with isolation and fear and all of these, just crazy life things, be afraid of the economy, be afraid of your losing money, be afraid of dying, be afraid of COVID, be afraid of being social, be afraid of going to school, be afraid of going to the grocery store, be afraid,
Stoke off fears, though, isn't it? It's a way of controlling the populace,
but I
fearful,
think that
right?
a lot of people, not necessarily the people who are listening to this, but the people who should be listening to this.
So we are, in fact, preaching to the choir.
Right. No, but a lot of people kind of formed these new habits of, instead of living in love, they started to live in the opposite things of love, like fear and isolation and those kind of things.
Stress,
And this became the habit. And now that things are starting to open up a little bit again, people are finding it hard to break that isolation habit. For example, prior to the pandemic, we would always have tons of people in our classes. And Jen and Danny both put together a bunch of different classes, and it's been really hard to get people to come. And
to re-engage.
Well, could I Zoom? Because, then I don't have to get out of my pajamas and I don't have to really be involved. And if I want to just blank my screen, I can go do something else in the middle.
Make a cup of tea.
And the person just isn't as involved in that
true.
workshop or
You
class.
can't be so involved via Zoom, can you?
So we want to try to kind of put out that energy of love and kindness and socializing again. One of the best parts I felt of my job as High Priestess is getting hugs. Right?
I was going to mention
That's
hugs.
the best part of the work that I do, right? All of the service is for those hugs. And it's been so hard to get people back into the place where they feel comfortable to hug. Now, I know some people are still at risk, and absolutely wear your mask, or hug, making sure that you're not...
Side hugs.
Whatever. But just the power of touch is so important to healing. Oh, I'm going to sneeze.
Uh-oh. I guess I have to tell you, we
Sorry, the pollen is crazy.
It's nuts, yeah. We just went for a walk down into the garden just before we came on air, so yeah.
But we really want people to get back into the swing of being actively part of community. Sneeze again.
No, that's fine. It's you're lucky. It's probably
Sorry.
it's usually me that's doing it. I had my burst of sneezing earlier, so yeah. Now community engagement. I mean, we kudos to Lisa. When we were forced to actually close our doors for a protracted period of time, just over a quarter of a year, effectively. We were
16 weeks is 4 months.
Yeah.
And for us, we're used to be open 7 days a week, interacting with people. That was a little crazy. But again, that was a long time ago now.
It was.
We've been open again for a period of time, but we just don't have the same traffic because people are afraid.
This is very true. Still. And I think there's also what I was going to say. This is what I was going to say, and if you permit me this observation, maybe I can't tar everybody with the same brush here, so no sweeping generalizations. But I think it's fair to say that whilst Zoom was really, really, really useful for us,
it was better than
we were able to reinvent ourselves, keep our community going, adapt our circles, adapt our workshops. To provide this kind of remote access experience. So some community is better than no community because people that Lisa spoke to back in, when you were speaking to Janet Farrer, I think it was, she was saying that their groups just weren't gathering. They just weren't doing anything
Can't
at
meet
all.
in person.
Not Zoom, not
and
anything.
They're certainly not going to Zoom,
So we got to the stage where we got this kind of working and it's good. But it's not the same as gathering together. I know when you've taught courses before, and like you would cook something or make a cake,
that's the herbalism class or kitchen witching.
Well,
but
yeah.
I don't bake for regular classes.
Well, I don't know. Whenever there's any association with the moon, you'd always turn out a coconut iced cake or something.
Well, that's our herb class.
But this
round cakes with coconut frosting.
But this is the thing, though. It's like there's no substitute.
But that
for gathering together.
That said, we will still do Zoom to service the people who cannot come in person.
Yes.
We have people who live far away now
Yes.
who are really wanting to engage with the community. So we will make sure to still provide at least one Zoom a month for those people. And all classes that we're Zooming. But we are not going to be able to Zoom Reiki. You can't. And that starts in July.
You can't. But what I was trying to say was coming back to is that people have kind of got used to this idea of, I can achieve just as much. I mean, there's been some fundamental changes. I mean, like the store that we shop at most frequently, which is simply because of geography, it's closest to us. They dramatically cut back their opening hours during the pandemic, and now they've not changed them back. So now we have to adapt and go shopping earlier, which, knowing us as you do, we work stupid ass.
Well, so it's harder, yeah.
We can't.
But again, this is what I was talking about with habits. So we want people to get back into better habits or healthier healing habits.
Getting involved.
And
showing up.
The other thing that the reason that I brought this up is about getting people to care. And, obviously I am not a young person. So I am from the generation where people were much more social and had a different set of etiquette and, just... So
what are you saying?
Well, what I'm saying is, like, when Geraldine went to Ireland, she brought me back this beautiful little bag with lavender in it.
It's lovely.
And she gives me cards.
I know, she always brings me
like
chocolate
that.
as well.
So,
thank you. I really appreciate that.
We do appreciate that because we do put in a lot of time and effort and energy. And it's wonderful to get that kind of reciprocation for that. And over the weekend, I think it was Friday's mail or Saturday's mail, I got a little note from Cass. And I see she's not here today, but I bet that's because her first grandson was born yesterday.
She's busy doing other things. She's being a grandma.
I got a little, we always used to have little stationery, little blank notes so we could send our friends little things. And she sent a really beautiful note card with a donation for Celtica, and I thought that was really special. And I'm going to dig into my stationery and I'm going to write her a thank you note, because this is how healthy people interact with each other, right? They care, and there's something energy that's like tangible. Now, it doesn't have to be a physical thing, but some kind of tangible energy exchange is really... we've lost that.
We've gotten
kind of
lazy.
Thing. People don't even hold the door open for each other anymore.
No, it's let the door slam in somebody's face.
Yeah.
I don't. I have to say that I was raised to be a gentleman, and I stand up. When ladies stand up to the table and all that, and I make sure I'm last to sit down. And I'm kind of old school and boring and all that kind of stuff like that. But I think it's nice to be polite. Costs nothing. Manners cost nothing. Absolutely nothing at all. So I want to say hello, Rev, to a new viewer. Thank you so much for joining us. Yes, welcome.
So that's just my little tangent this morning is to say thank you to the people who are
who are here and
present,
have shown up
who
and
are
have taken the effort.
Who make the effort to give us that hour every Monday or to go back and watch the podcast. That's fantastic for us. And we would love to try to figure out a way to get more people to care. Just even if they just cared about themselves, and then they could start to care for others.
Funny funny how that works.
But
if you don't respect yourself, how can you respect anybody?
People just shut down. Like, I'm not going anywhere today. I don't have to brush my hair. Or, I'm not going anywhere today, so...
Maybe I'll share next week.
I don't have to brush my teeth. No, I only have a Zoom meeting, whatever. I don't know. I think we need to get back into...
those basic things.
A better sense of...
when you get out of bed in the morning, make
connection. A better sense of connection and less of a disconnect. I'm going to get people connected.
Get more actively involved in your life. That's what I would suggest.
Dear Lord.
And whilst it's dead easy to wish somebody a happy birthday via just throwing a note on their Facebook page or sending them a text or something like that, it's not the same as sending a card, is it?
Or calling them.
Or just calling them and say, hey, happy birthday, how are you?
I got, I think I got 8 Witch Mother Happy Mother's Day yesterday.
Well,
and that was fantastic, you know. It made me feel loved, and, you know, I got an email and then I got several texts, and texts are okay. I mean, I know people are busy, but just to be remembered or honored like that was really nice for me. I was really happy that people in the community stopped for a second and thought, oh, hey.
Well, your cats gave you nothing.
Let me remember my witch mother. So that was cool.
Your fuzzy animals gave you nothing.
So the next thing I wanted to talk about, because we spent 15 minutes spewing about that, but anyway,
soapbox.
We have
Geraldine. We love you more.
Oh. We have really been working on getting the word out about Celtica. I have shared the video as many places as I can think of to share it. I've been asking different people for help, and we've gotten some donations. I think we're up to around $600, which certainly isn't 400,000, but at least it's a start.
$600 more than we had.
So if anybody knows somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody who cares about the environment, please let them watch the Celtica video. Some of the feedback that I had was, well, you know, I know people, but they're not Wiccan, so they wouldn't want to sponsor something that is a specific religion that they don't belong to. But, you know, we all are on this planet together. And a lot of the work that we're going to be doing is preserving land. So you don't have to be Wiccan to care about the water or, you know, the environment.
Exactly. And really that's what it's about. It's about teaching people just basic respect for all living things, including our planet. And learning to live in harmony. In harmony. We've forgotten that. We're out of balance.
Well, let me tell you, who's this?
Oh, Brenda Christian has joined our sweep team. Brenda, welcome.
Welcome,
our newest member to the sweep team. Thank you so much for joining us, Brenda. Cool. That's awesome.
All right. So we have been working, you know, do what you can in your own square mile. And we've been working on the kitchen gardens for Celtica, because one of the things that we want to be able to do is farm to table dinners or
food preservation
and classes about herbs and things like that. So believe it or not, in the last 2 weeks we have moved by hand shovel full 9 cubic yards
That's
of
a
soil.
lot of shovels, let me tell you.
So that's
I got some muscles
four
in
and
the
a
arms.
4.5 pickup truck loads full. And you'll see when we get further along with the building of T-Nava videos that we used our concrete mixer to put the amendments to mix the soil with the compost and the amendments.
Well, we figured we got it anyway. We needed it for the foundation
and fill
for
these beds up.
So
So we have 72 grow bags, some no-dig herbs that are going in the ground, and then we have 11 birdie beds.
Pretty huge.
About 18 trees. We have hazel and elder and fruit trees. And then a whole row against the fence of all different kinds of berries, blueberries, blackberries, raspberries. And the June-bearing strawberries are coming along. So we will be able to use that food this year to make some things, can some things to sell for the church, you know, make jams and preserves and things like that.
There was a huge initial outlay because, I mean, Lisa's had to sit down and she did this like old school on like a planogram thing. She drew out where on graph paper, like where all the beds are going to go, and then we made them and moved them around and all that fun stuff. And then, so in a fairly small space, we've not, I mean, our neighbour thinks we've gone completely insane, keeps looking at it. Like,
He's got, our neighbor has an upper deck and he can kind of look over the backyard, and he said, "You're not going to eat all that food. What you're going to," and we said, no, it's like a market garden for our church.
It pretty much is at this stage.
Because we have 60 tomato plants and like 30 pepper plants and, I don't know, 80 corn stalks. But again, it is doing what we can do now before we acquire the rest of the land. And should that not ever happen, we still have this in place.
Don't even speak that into being.
I'm just saying, I'm just saying we're not just wasting our time waiting. Mm-hmm. We are active. In fact, I'm bitten to death by God knows what.
Those little bitey flies we've got this time of year, they're having a go at me too.
I have all my muscles hurt from doing.
Yeah, we're a little sore.
But we're doing the best we can. But things are really coming along, so I'm excited for you guys to see that video.
Yeah.
All right. Now let me quickly just talk about the astrology for the week.
Well, I suppose you better.
Right, and then we'll get on to some other things. People want to know. All right. So we know that Friday we're having a new moon, and it is in a very late degree of Taurus. It's 28 degrees Taurus.
That's like almost right at the darned end, isn't it?
So it's right at the darned end. There's only like another 2 degrees to go. Less than 2 degrees. All right, so Taurus we know is steadfast and loyal, ruled by Venus. And Venus has really sped ahead of the rat pack. Usually Mercury and Venus travel very closely to the sun. And we can see that Mercury is going direct, and it's in Taurus.
We're still in the shadow, though. So.
And when we get out of the shadow, it'll be conjunct Uranus.
Oh, no. It doesn't get any better.
Chaos, panic, and disorder. My work here is done.
So anyway, what I meant to say was...
So Taurus is ruled by Venus, and Venus has sped ahead into Cancer and is going to catch up with Mars. So you're going to have a Mars-Venus conjunction a little bit later on, which is okay. It's not so bad.
Yes. But there's an opportunity to be passionate,
but Venus in Cancer, so there is going to be this focus on the home and the earth and like regrowth. New moon is always for starting something new, but when we have earth and water together, we can grow good things. So this new moon is really a time of allowing yourself a transformation, of letting go of the old and moving into the new. So going along with what we were talking about, it's time to release habits that you may have collected for survival during a negative time frame, or during some kind of trauma or upset. I know it's easier said than done, but really, as we're working towards this new moon, now is the time of releasing.
It is time to get shot.
And Friday would be the time to start to rebuild new habits. Force yourself to do it better for your own good, right? In other words, either eat better or work towards something you've put on hold, or make yourself go out there and be social. Go to a gathering, accept a dinner invitation, even if you put stipulations on it, like we have to be outside because I'm still a little vulnerable or whatever it is. But get yourself back into the good habits and let yourself peel away the traumas and stressful things. Again, I know it's easier said than done, but sometimes you're the only person who can really help you.
Yeah, I think we've all retreated underneath rocks for a time, and now's the time to start poking your head back over the parapet and really start to re-engage with life. I think there's that's what life's about, living, and it's I think it was George Carlin who said, life isn't measured by the number of breaths that you take, but by the moments that take your breath away.
He also said life was all backwards, that it should end with an orgasm.
Okay, this is a family show. I suppose you could say that. That's fine.
Oh, I love that one. That was, anyway.
Hello, Savannah. Savannah's joining us. She says, so glad to finally catch up with you this week. Well, were you glad that you're joining us? Thank you. So we urge you to start to embrace things and really, be the change that you want to see in the world. And
there's Shannon. Hi, Shannon.
Oh gosh, they're all coming out the woodwork now. I agree, she says. I agree. Hello, Shannon. Shannon, shout out. A lot of channel members joining us today. We love that.
It really is a wonderful week right now to do some cleansing, clearing. Think about it. What habit did you collect during these past 3 years, right? What habit did you collect? Was it something to do with your personal hygiene? Was it something to do with procrastination?
Procrastination.
Was it something
oh
to
dear.
do with being stuck in a place of fear or isolation, whatever it is? I think it could be something small, or some people have some huge stuff going on, right? You know, maybe you were healing from some kind of huge illness, whatever it is that made you form habits that you don't want to carry forward.
Right.
Kind of go within and let yourself work on these next few days between now and Friday, 4 days of releasing, right? Trying to let go of that habit or stop doing that particular thing. And then Friday, implement doing things towards the positive, love and kindness and happiness and joy. Again, like being social, taking care of yourself, giving a crap about things again. You know, it's really hard to get motivated to get out there, get things going, you know. So that's that. So that's our astrology, and that's our soapbox talk. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Yes, and tell your friends. Yes, pimp us out all over the place.
And
That's
I
what we
know
need to
that either tomorrow or Wednesday we'll have a box opening. I know we're expecting
goodies.
some really nice crystal things.
Oh, some goodies. We like goodies. Goodies are good. So
then the next thing we have is this guy here.
look here. Looky here. Can anybody tell us what we have here? It's a show and tell time. I think if you guys were watching the Magickal market we had last week?
Right, we
really
hadn't done a
remember.
box
No, I
opening in so long. We
remember.
hadn't done a box opening in so long. We did
Life's
a
a
magical.
blur.
I know. We did a magical market where we decided we would try to show people some of the things that had come in that we just hadn't had time to go and do a live about, and talked about our subscription plans. And then we talked about this new statue.
So this is the birth of Taliesin. And you may notice that we appear to have a very pregnant Ceridwen here, and here are her hands of manifestation above the cauldron. And the cauldron, notice that mirroring on her bodice, you will note on the original statue, she has this symbol of Awen here. And this is reflected, you know, as above, so below, emanating out of the cauldron, because the cauldron is where the brew of Awen, if you will. I don't know, you guys know the story by now. We should have collective story time, and everybody can throw the first bit in the chat and stuff like that. So we might as well tell the story, because you can never tell it too many times, and it's quite beautiful. So Ceridwen and her husband,
I just want to inject one thing before you start the story.
Okay.
For those of you who are into chakras or are into the planets, I'd like you to think about the characters in the story and how they might relate to those things. Okay.
That could be an interesting exercise.
It is.
And I think your mileage may vary. But it's
Right.
it's one of these things, it's like when we do the craft of the wise thing, you know, and
Get 'em
when we
thinking.
do that, it's how you start to think is the important thing. Get your thinking going. Gosh, let's just have a quick intro. Oh, hello, Helena Rose has joined us.
I was
She's a
looking
channel
for
member.
that. Oh, you know what happened? We had ordered 7 to start and we sold out.
Yeah.
So we have more on order now, Savannah, if you're looking for it.
Yep. You can just
Give the shop a call
give
and
us a
reserve
shout,
one, because
and-
I know Joe is coming this week with
Yep,
more.
we'll make sure you're on the list. So yeah, the initial batch sold very, very quickly. So Ceridwen's story. So
All right, sorry.
Ceridwen lived with her husband Tegid Royal in a beautiful part of the world called Llyn Tegid, which is now Lake Bala. It's a real place, actually exists in Snowdonia in Wales, but it's not actually Snowdonia anymore. They don't call Snowdon. It's Uthfa is its proper Welsh name now. But anyway, so Ceridwen had 2 children. A beautiful, gorgeous, fair maiden daughter by the name of Creeview, and a son, Morven. who was not so handsome, shall we say, fair of countenance as his sister, so much so that he earned the moniker Avagthi, which means utter darkness. But, you know, he was cool with that.
Well, later on he became a very revered warrior, didn't he?
He had no problem with that at all. I just point that out in the tale. Nobody actually asked him whether he wanted anything going on here. But Caradwyn, as mothers do, because don't forget she's goddess, mother and witch, she really wanted to provide for his future, to ensure that he was accepted by his peers. And as he didn't have this wonderful, gorgeous, you know, countenance about him, she figured, well, maybe if I give him the gift of Awen, the knowledge of all that ever was, the knowledge of all that will be and is now. So all of those, then he could hold his own in court, no problem at all. So she consulted with her wisdom obtained from the physicians of Mudvai, and basically came up with this idea of a brew, which had to be brewed over a year and a day, which indicates a time in other, by the way, but that's digression within a digression. But it was necessary for her to go out and collect all of these herbs, and a particular part of the herb, at a particular moment in time. Oh, you poor thing.
I'm itchy.
She's a bit to death. We've been gardening, don't you know? So she obviously can't do everything, you know. Well, she could, but you like us, you can't do it all at the same time. So she needed the help of some people. So she managed to acquire the services of a young fellow from Lanvacaranian by the name of Gwion Bach, who was given the task to stir the cauldron, which had to be boiled over a fire for a year and a day too. So she found a guy called Morda, who was a blind guy, to actually stoke the fire. So then him tending the fire and...
Now, why was he blind?
Interesting thought there. How much of a digression? We've got to get to the end of the story here. So everything sort of goes copaesthetically, and the time comes to pass where all the herbs have been gathered, and we're actually on the day when the brew is about to be ready, and Caradwyn is so tired, so exhausted for all of this. She falls asleep by the side of the cauldron, and as she's slumbering away, the brew is almost at the point where it's perfectly ready, when all of a sudden, boop, up boils a sudden blip in the cauldron, and 3 drops shoot out in the air. Graceful arc land on Gwion Bach's thumb, who instinctively puts it in his mouth to save scalding himself. Whoops. Uh-oh. Things didn't quite go as planned here.
Well,
so
because now he possesses Awen.
He does.
And he knows everything that ever was, everything that is, and everything that shall be. So he knows.
This wasn't supposed to happen. And she's upset.
All right, but I think that we need to think about why she's upset. You know, when you first read the story, you think she's pissed off because Gwion stole Awen from Avagthi. There is probably some of that because she's exhausted and she's worked for a year and a day, and now her son did not receive the Awen. But it is her magic, and she must contain it.
Well,
she is responsible for her actions, and now Gwion has Awen.
Yeah, with great power comes great responsibility. It's like if you're a flying instructor, you don't teach somebody to fly, you know, let them solo a plane until they can demonstrate they can, you know, safely take off, fly and land, you know.
But of course Gwion, who is now filled with Awen, knows she's after him.
Well, the first thing that happens is the cauldron bursts asunder, and all that's left within it is the most horrendous poison, which flows into the waters around the weir owned by Gwathno Garanir and poisons all of his horses and all that. It's really very bad scene. So pure toxic nastiness there. Now, Gwion realizes he's in trouble. So he takes off running, and because his little feet can't carry him so quickly, he transforms into a hare, one of the fastest animals. And he's like charging through the grass. But Caradwyn transforms into a greyhound bitch, and she's leaping towards him, gonna gain on him, and she's gonna catch him. So immediately he jumps up into the air, takes on the form of a fish, a salmon, and plunges into the water. She transforms into an otter bitch and plunges straight in after him, and she's chasing him down, and she's going to rip him limb from limb. So he breaks the surface of the water and transforms into a tiny little wren, takes to flight, but she transforms into a mayhawk, and she's chasing him down, and she's about to rip him limb from limb. So he transforms into a single pile of grain, where she spots this huge pile of gathered grain, transforms into a grain, drops into that pile. Surely she cannot find him there. But
he knows she's going to find him because he knows everything.
Well, maybe. Yeah, see, we're getting all tangential within our tangents. But she transforms into a black-crested hen, which is pictured on the original statue there. And she consumes the entire pile of grain. Ha-ha, got him now. Destroyed him now.
And she becomes pregnant.
But no, she is with child.
She becomes pregnant,
as you can see,
with Gwion, who then is born as Taliesin. And now, you know, that there's that mother-child connection, she can't kill him.
No.
So she sets him into a coracle and sets him adrift, where Elvin,
the son of Gwathno Garanir, turns up.
Is supposed to be
it's
fishing for salmon.
Yeah, goes to the weir. This is where they're guaranteed to pull out the salmon by the barrow load from the weir. You know, this is the time of year to do it. And instead he finds this little leather coracle. It opens it up, and out pops Taliesin with a radiant brow, singing his praises. so that's a very shortened version of the story. But Taliesin, of course, is the inspiration. He is truly the bard.
Right. We look at him in our tradition as the fool, with the dot of Awen above him. And there's, you know, so many details in the statue that we don't ever explain. All of the animals are diving towards the left, towards other, towards that place of death and rebirth, right? Anoven. They're diving towards the west, towards the left.
How cool is that? So there you go.
That's the latest statue.
That's the latest. We yet to get it up on Got Day. I see we have to film it.
Because we had to have one to take pictures of.
There is that small point there. Yes, we actually needs to be physically in
and we
existence.
needed time to do that too. But yes, we are expecting a few more this week, and if you call and reserve one, we'll be glad to get it out to you or hold it for you for pickup.
Exactly.
And we also note that each one of the statues is signed and numbered by Joe. So you can reserve a number as well if there's a number that you want.
If you're doing
Unless
a series.
it matches somebody else's list of numbers and they've already reserved that, there you go.
Yeah, we can't
right.
make everybody happy.
Listen, we only have 20 minutes to do all of our readings.
So. We've got a lot to go through. I guess we're going to start there with...
We got Gilda, Geraldine.
I don't know. You know, we should do story time more often. I love telling stories.
Well, we could do a separate thing of story. All right, so go back.
So it looks like the very first peep that we had
Gilda,
was
Geraldine.
Gilda, then we have Geraldine, then we have Anna, then we have Brenda, our new channel member. She just joined us today. Then Savannah, then Shannon, then Helena Rose, and yep, that's everybody in the order that they have of our channel members.
So what we're going to do is one card, but they won't get a reading from both of us today because we have 7 people and we only have 20 minutes.
Right. Okay. So it's you keep your fingers crossed you get Lisa, eh?
Well, you want me to just do them all then? No.
What do you think? Dear viewer, what do you think?
I think you're just as good as me. It's a different perspective, that's all.
So Gilda, you're right. Apologies, you get me. Oh, not bad. Not bad. I think things may be happening in romantic land for you. So I don't know. I think you're somewhat wiser now. You don't have to experience the same crap. that you've learned discernment through this unfortunate experience, shall we put it that way? And I think what's really telling about this partnership here is the way that the couple aren't just gazing at each other, they're looking out. So whilst they choose to be together, they still remain very much their own people, and I think that's key. I think that's so key, that you don't become subsumed by a relationship, that it truly is a partnership and you choose to be together rather than try to be. And this bridge is so meaningful, you know, that
That's the one on the Five of
Yeah.
Cups, but now you're closer to making that union coming across from,
So there you have it. All right.
All
Things
right,
looking
so
up.
this is Geraldine.
Geraldine, you get Geraldine. Selena says, ha, you'll spoilers.
Okay.
She just shuffled that.
Geraldine, you have the same card as Gilda, but I get to interpret it for you.
I love it. I love it.
I think this has to do with being able to allow yourself time outdoors and time in the liminal, right? I'm looking at this as that doorway or a gateway, and I think for you, being outdoors is very important, and kind of that's where you have your union or reunion with nature and spirit and those who have gone before. So I kind of see time spent outside not being wasted, but being used to kind of give your soul that reunion with people who have passed and that union with spirit. So make sure you do get some time outdoors. I'm going to really
shuffle them up. So if we pull it out for a fourth time, this is going to get decidedly
third
strange.
anyway.
Well,
And
I'm assuming we're going to pull it out for the third time. Four.
Still a four. We're on a
four
thing
We're
here
on
today.
4 fours. So this is the third four in a
And this is for
so 4
Anna.
of Pentacles. Not bad. I think I really feel that you've built the foundation and that you're actually going to. I feel this is like earned income for you, and I think there's a pleasant surprise in the earned income front coming along. And it's something that you've been thinking about for quite a while, you know. So I actually see this coming into fruition. I see you having a.
Charlotte's outside the door.
Oh, is
That's
that what it
what
was? Charlotte would like to interject, I think. I don't know what she wants to say, but apparently meow or something like that. So no, I see this as like, I don't know. It's almost like earned income, but from you. Rather than, you know, like you're the source of it, if that makes sense to you. I'm struggling to put the words into shape here, but I really feel that it's probably something you've been working on or has been, you know, on the back burner for a while. And I really feel that, you know, the opportunity, you may be going to get published or something like that. But I think there's something
good
you've been
brewing.
working on, and it's actually, it's going to come good, girl. So don't knock it.
All right.
All right.
Shuffling again, and this is for
Yep.
Brenda.
Brenda, our new channel member who joined us today. Dun dun dun.
Oh, Brenda.
Dun dun
Taking no prisoners.
dun. Charge through.
I know when we first look at this card, this looks like anger and disruption in some way. But for you, I just feel like it's something to do with a deep motivation. You know, sometimes no matter how we feel physically or emotionally, something comes along that like just kicks us in the butt and makes us take charge. So I feel like this is you getting back your spunk,
Ooh, eh?
or like reminding people of what you're made of. So, you know, I know you're Taurus. This Taurus new moon can really speak to you. I think you're going to move and shake and get things going with a passion. So I think you're going to have some extra energy and some real drive, and I think you're going to move things forward.
Excellent. That's not so bad. Shuffle them again. Shuffle them
right.
again. I would attempt to shuffle. We'd be playing a game of 78 card pickup.
All right, this is Savannah.
Oh, hello. Right, let's see what we got for Savannah. Oh, the Emperor. I don't know, but I feel somehow that your what do I want to say here? I'm reminded of that I think it was William Shakespeare who said this. So if you're into your Shakespeare and I've got this wrong, forgive me, but some are born great, some would aspire to greatness, and some have greatness thrust upon them. I feel somehow that you have got this almost sort of role of family authoritarian come matriarch come, although this says the Emperor. You know, this is very much like it's like
the sovereign.
It's like sovereign authority, I think, and I think it's you're being called upon for your wisdom and your sense of duty here to preserve the what do you call it, like the. You know,
legacy?
there's not more than legacy. It's like there's been so much like denigration of moral values, and I'm not a great moralist. Don't get me wrong here. I believe you have the right to do whatever you want to do, so long as it harms none, and the harm none includes yourself. But I feel that there's been so much erosion of basic human decency that somehow that you're being called upon to redress that balance, especially within subsets of your family that might have forgotten what's truly important and forgotten that it's key to be
You could be spiritual family too.
Yeah, I think there's a lot going on here, and it's not something you've asked for, but it's something you cannot avoid, So it's like, some of greatness thrust upon them would be you in this. So you've got some responsibilities here, but I think you're well cut out to deal with them. So kudos to you there. Oh gosh, Cass has joined us. Hello. So she's going to have a card as well. Well, there you go. There's Shakespeare's Twelfth Night, one of my favourites. Oh, well, there you go. See, I was right. It was Shakespeare.
I was talking about you earlier, Cass, and I was saying you weren't here because you must be busy with that new baby.
We have a new viewer as well joined us, Kayla. Hello,
Hi,
Kayla. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate that. If you haven't yet mashed that like button, please do so.
This is for Shannon.
Okay.
I don't know which one I want.
Oh,
this
decisions,
one. Shannon. Healing energy. I think healing is something that you work on all the time. But I feel like this week there really is a step towards that energy, right? So you might have been on this uphill climb for quite a while, but I feel like something is truly coming in to that place of balance, to that place of comfort and safety. So I don't know, I feel like you haven't really felt protected or safe in a while, and some information or enlightenment, inspiration is coming to you. This is Archangel Michael, that allows you to feel that safety net or that groundedness that gives you space and comfort. So I think this is going to be a very positive week for you. All right.
Here we go now. Shuffle them all.
Helena Rose.
Of course. Who we talked about last week, her name meaning light.
Oh yes, that's how we got inspired for that card there. Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun. Got to be this one. Oh, hey, old soul kid. Love this. Very much so. I think this is going to be an inspirational time for you, and I think you're going to get your chutzpah back. if that's the right word I'm looking for. I think this very much to me, although one's classically and the given interpretation is that of fire, to me the one very much would be burned up by fire, and it's more like, you know, the element of air. So I read a mass about face from the classical interpretation, and I think you share the same kind of thing there. So for me, this like is very much about inspirational messages. So I think, you know, start to pay attention to what's going on around you, because I think something is being offered to you that will speak to that innate wisdom that lies within you if you listen to your inner wisdom. And I think somehow this is going to trigger a very productive period of creativity for you. I really feel that, you know, you're going to be, as they say in Welsh, you know, taken with ysbrydoliaeth, inspiration. So, and you think about what that is. It's like breathing in spirit, isn't it? To inspire, you know. So yeah, you know, really inhale deeply. The awareness,
think about that
if you
word,
will.
Inspire. What's aspire?
Well, it could be a cone of power. Could be a cone of power. Love it, love it, love it. But yeah, speaking of cones of power, we've got these 3 pyramids, so that's why I know this is the old soul thing. So I think it's like a combination of, like, you know, old innate wisdom that lies within, and also cues from, you know, I think Spirit has got some strong messages for you if you pay attention right now.
Right. Well, that's where we have to be able to listen, don't we?
Gotta, yeah. Look and you'll see. Look again and you'll see.
It's like the guy on the roof with the flood.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
The snow, God will save me, the helicopter leaves and he drowns, but I've got to listen.
I sent you 2 boats and a helicopter.
All right. This is for Cass.
Ah, okay. It's you for Cass.
Woo! Celebrate good times. Come on.
We can play that on bagpipes.
Right. No, I think this actually goes along with the energy I was talking about for this week, of claiming back your socialization. Sorry.
There you go. Socialization. Yes, we're not talking politics here.
So if you get a chance to go back and listen to the astrology or whatever, I think that you are going to get back into having a circle of friends, a circle of like-minded people. You know, many times when we go through all these things that have happened, and I know you have even more personal, you know, big things that have happened, you tend to make your nucleus quite small, and family is extremely important, but then you might find that the only people that you really have socialization with are family. And I don't know, I just see you kind of reconnecting with friends and making some plans for a girls' day, or going out with a couple of friends for a drink or a movie or whatever it is, or even like a stitch and bitch a crafting session or something. Yeah. So I feel like you're really coming to a place where you're starting to get your life back. And that doesn't mean that family life isn't having a life. It's certainly wonderful. And this will probably also speak to Savannah as well. You know, getting back to a place where you feel comfortable going out, saying outrageous things to like-minded people, having a good laugh, you know, and just letting yourself not take everything so seriously. You know, we've all had to be so painfully aware and so serious to deal with everything. And now we're kind of coming into that place where maybe we could have, you know, a little fun. So I think you're going to get there.
Party on. Oh, gosh.
Lots of people saying things.
Yes, they are. So where have we got to?
Helena Rose, that's good to hear. I'm working on breathing and also trying to be creative again.
Well, there you
Shannon
go.
says thank you. Savannah says, laugh my butt off. I've never wanted to start a stitching circle so much.
Oh, I love it.
And Cass says, I have 3 or 4 good friends that I do stuff with.
That's
awesome.
wonderful. That's
And I
wonderful.
think that there's going to be a great comfort in that kind of expansion and getting back out there.
Well, you know, even if it's just with close friends initially,
Yeah.
you know, just, you know, you got to get your toe in the water. I mean, there's not everybody's the crazy mad Aryan that just goes like bags of smoke straight up the middle, you know, and dives straight into things. Some people have to be work into it gradually. You know, I get that.
Well, because it's been a long time. You know,
Yeah.
you didn't get where you are overnight. You're not going to get out of it overnight either. I'm not
However,
trying to profess that. But the journey of 1,000 miles.
I was just about to say that.
I just knew it.
She just reaches into my head and pulls out the
Snaps it
words.
out.
She just, I was about to say, like Lao Tzu, yeah. Even the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, and so that single step is the most important one you do. You know.
So let yourself be inspired. You know,
Oh, yeah.
even if it's okay, I'm gonna pack a picnic. And I'm going to invite somebody that I haven't seen in a while, and we're going to go and shoot the breeze down by the river, have a little picnic, something like that, you know?
Why don't we do that?
We haven't gone to
we
a
haven't- we
picnic in a while, right?
No, well, I remember we did that. We live in one of the most beautiful parts of the world, and it's nice to sometimes just go down to the riverfront,
Down by the
Hudson,
Wallkill, yeah.
or just or the Hudson. You know, there's some beautiful parts.
My
on the
brother used to
Hudson.
love to go down to the Hudson River and watch for the barges and trains and things. But that's what I'm talking about. Just let yourself get out there and have a good time. What is Savannah saying?
We've had 4 or 5 close friends and our kids we spent time with, but this week we're actually going to attempt travelling, and I'm very nervous but more excited. Yeah, you know, it is a coming back to life. It is. This is a renaissance.
It's
really
a wonderful
is.
spring this year.
It is. There's this renewed sense of optimism, even though, believe me, things are still fundamentally crazy in the world. But we have the ability to not subscribe to the craziness.
Right.
you
It's
know?
okay to be aware of it, but again, do your best, to brighten the corner where you are.
Yeah.
And just, smile at people again. Open doors for people again.
When somebody gets on, oh, this is crap, that's crap, the other's crap, we are so fearful of this, that, never. Try just putting in a word of reassurance. You know,
don't draw that
even if
negative
it's
stuff
just,
to
but I love you. Is one of the most profoundly moving things that you can do, because love is the antithesis of all that is wrong. And it is my acid test. If you're trying to work out whether somebody's telling the truth or the situation is actually good and decent, is it coming there from a place of love? Are we acting from a place of love? Because if not, then it ain't going to pan out too well.
Is it
in the
real?
end
Is
of
it true? Is it necessary?
Exactly.
Is it coming from a
There's
place
so
of
much
love?
hatred and vitriol, but we are the beacons of light. We are the light workers, if you will.
Yeah.
We are the
And
ones that can redress this balance.
Not to
just
sound
simply-
too Star Wars, but the last thing that the dark side wants is another damn light worker. So we've got our work cut out for us.
Very true, very true. But it's just opening the door for somebody, just simply smiling at somebody, letting somebody jump in line in front of you when they're trying to pull out of a side road or whatever,
Right.
and just smiling.
Yeah.
This could make the difference in that one person's life. Honestly, everybody's got a story
We know
nothing about. And that simple gesture of kindness, that simple, tiny, almost insignificant gesture of kindness might be what stops them throwing themselves off the bridge later on that
it
day.
gives them a sense of, oh, I do belong. Mm-hmm. I am cared for. It's really important.
It is. And Gilda says thank you for the space.
Oh, you're very welcome.
No, it's your space.
I really want to put out
Thank you.
Thank you so much to everybody who has made a donation to Celtica,
Yes.
who has shared the Celtica video, who has tried to help us move things forward, who has sent positive energy and positive thoughts. We really, really appreciate everything everybody's doing.
We do.
And the more energy we can put in that direction, the more possible it becomes. Mm-hmm. It shouldn't be an impossible thing to manifest.
Really not. No. I mean, you look at, how much money is raised for questionable things. I'll just leave it at that. I don't want to get onto a political
No
soapbox
political
here.
things, but
But
just some of these huge churches, they
Well, yeah.
But
I mean,
let's not worry about comparing ourselves to others.
We're not.
Let's just understand that this is doable.
it is certainly
We just
doable.
have to get a wave, right?
We do.
We've got to get that wave.
And you wonderful people, members of our sweep team, you're helping us create that wave. So it's not a one-shot deal. Please do share everything that you can, everywhere you can, as often as you
Or
can.
like I was saying,
Because-
let it play in the background through one of the playlists and just build up the momentum.
But more so, if you can take the time to share our stuff on your social media, it makes a very real difference for us. Because if we start, everything starts small, and you've got to get a little bit of a head of steam. And gosh, next week will be our 21st episode of Magical Monday, so we should probably bring booze.
And the last Saturday of the month is our 30th anniversary psychic fair.
Yes.
And we will be having a church booth at the fair. So we're going to do a small bake sale, raffles, a 50-50, and tombola to try to raise some money. So tombola is that
Magickal.
looks like a bingo thing. You spin it and you pull tickets out and you win prizes.
It's fiercely addictive.
So if you can come by the last Saturday of the month, that is our psychic fair from 12 to 5, and we are going to have a booth for the church that day.
Stick up a little pop-up tent, and we'll have people loitering within the tent.
Loitering with intent. All right. Well, as usual, that hour went by really quickly, and we really need to get on our way. But you can call the shop if you want to order The Birth of Taliesin, and watch for us either tomorrow or Wednesday. We'll be having a box opening of some really cool things.
We will. Thank you so much for
right.
taking the time to join
Peace
us.
and blessings, change and renewal. Let go of the old and build up something new that works for you.
And you guys have an amazing day. Thank you. Blessed be.
Blessed be.